The highlights of today's defense news, 18th of June 25. Ministry of Defense moves to shrink time for procurement, replace trials with simulation. First of 16 indigenous anti-submarine ships Arnala to join Navy on 18th of June. Indian Air Force to get advanced indigenous smart anti-airfield weapon for fighter jet fleet. Bharat Forge signs deal with France's Turgis Gaillard to acquire UAV technology. Indian Army contingent departs for India-France joint military exercise SHAKTI. Indian Navy set to acquire Abhimanyu unmanned naval collaborative combat air vehicle. DRDO partners with BDL and L&T for Pinaka Mk3 development. User trials expected in late 2025 with aims to deliver 22 regiments by 2030. Mahindra Aerostructures and Spain's Aernnova signed $300 million contract for components. From the war zone, Israel-Iran conflict live updates. The battle begins, declares Khamenei after Trump demanded unconditional surrender from Iran. In the global highlights, German defense startup Helsing raises 600 million euros in latest investment round. Leonardo Airbus Thales to assess feasibility of space alliance by July end. The EU Commission proposes reducing red tape for the defense industry. France defense industry multiple rocket launcher Foudre enters competition with US HIMARS. British Army seeks rapid fielding of land laser weapons against drone threats. German Navy aims to strengthen anti-drone defense with new 30 cannon. Deal and Hensoldt strengthen German air defense with artificial intelligence technologies. Germany plans to acquire more Israeli Heron drones. Airbus Quantum Systems forge alliance to bolster European aerial reconnaissance. OpenAI wins $200 million contract with US military. And DARPA touts formal methods for nipping cyber disasters in the bud. A look at the news in detail. Indian Air Force is looking to acquire an advanced version of the indigenous smart anti-airfield weapon which would be fitted on almost the entire fighter jet fleet of the force including the Su-30 Mki. A proposal from the Air Force to get the satellite guided version of the SAW air-launched glide bomb is expected to be discussed by the Defense Ministry soon. This would be able to hit targets with accuracy at 100 km strike range. SAW, an indigenously designed and developed 120 kilo class smart weapon developed by DRDO, is capable of engaging ground targets with high precision up to a range of 100 kilometers. The lightweight, high precision guided bomb is one of the world class weapon systems. SAW is indigenously designed and developed by Research Center Imarat, Hyderabad, has been developed with an aim of engaging ground enemy airfield assets such as radars, bunkers, taxi tracks and runways, etc. The DRDO has also offered the SAW missiles to the defense forces under the emergency procurement process to equip the forces rapidly for future conflicts. The Air Force is looking to equip itself with multiple long-range weapon systems including missiles and other systems. Bharat Forge has signed a memorandum of understanding with French company Turgis Gaillard on 17th of June to acquire unmanned aerial vehicle technology as per a disclosure to the exchanges. Arok is a male-class unmanned aerial vehicle developed to offer the best available technology at the lowest acquisition and deployment cost. The UAV flies at high altitude and performs long-range surveillance missions. Bharat Forge will establish an Arok production line on site. Arok is permanently connected to command and control systems and other military assets, transmitting the information needed to establish an up-to-date tactical situation. With a payload of over 1.5 tons of weapons fired from a safe distance, Arok also makes a decisive contribution to supporting multi-domain operations by striking far behind enemy lines, disrupting enemy defenses, and neutralizing their surface-to-air defense systems. The company had recently been in the limelight after DRDO transferred the technology of the mounted gun systems to Bharat Forge. Indian Navy is making significant strides towards integrating unmanned aerial systems into its carrier air wings with the Abhimanyu drone developed by new space research and technologies at the forefront of this initiative. The Abhimanyu is being developed as the basis for the Naval Collaborative Combat Air Vehicle program, representing India's entry into the global trend of deploying loyal wingmen drones alongside crewed fighter aircraft. Abhimanyu is a jet powered, low radar cross section drone designed specifically to operate as a loyal wingman for the Indian Navy's current and future carrier based fighters, notably the MiG 29K and the soon to arrive Rafale MS. The drone's design features swept wings, horizontal stabilizers, a single vertical tail, and twin narrow intakes on either side of the rear fuselage. A distinctive continuous chine line wraps around the fuselage, a feature aimed at reducing radar reflections and enhancing survivability in contested environments. While the Abhimanyu incorporates several stealth-inspired features, it is not a fully low-absorbable platform. Its configuration reflects a balance between reduced radar signature and cost effectiveness, prioritizing rapid production and expendability over the advanced stealth of more expensive international counterparts. DRDO has partnered with Bharat Dynamics and Larsen and Toubro to develop the advanced Pinaka Mk3 multi-barrel rocket launcher, estimated to be worth over 25,000 crore rupees. According to an industry report, the system is expected to begin user trials with the Army by the end of 25. The Pinaka Mk3 represents a significant technological leap from its predecessors, which have been in service with the Army for decades and proved their effectiveness during the Kargil War. Developed by ARDE in Pune, the new variant will nearly double the strike distance of earlier versions with a range of 120 kilometers. This enhancement is achieved through a larger 300 caliber rocket, which allows for more powerful propellants and advanced guidance technology. The system is designed for high impact, rapid response engagements. A single Pinaka launcher can fire a salvo of 12 rockets in less than 44 seconds with a full regiment of 18 launchers capable of saturating a target area of 1000 by 800 meters. The precision of the Mk3 has been greatly improved, featuring rockets guided by both GPS and inertial navigation systems. This gives it a circular error probable, a measure of accuracy of less than 10 meters, making it a highly effective and cost efficient weapon for destroying high value enemy assets such as command centers, supply depots, and air defense installations. Now, some news from the war zone. The conflict between the two heavily armed nations, Iran and Israel, has entered its sixth day. Iran's supreme leader Ali Khamenei has declared that the battle has begun and that they will show no mercy to Zionists. Now let's analyze, why did Israel attack Iran? The attack came after tensions between Iran and the international community escalated sharply after Tehran announced the activation of a third nuclear enrichment facility. The announcement came just hours after the International Atomic Energy Agency issued its first formal censure against Iran in 2 decades, criticizing its failure to meet nuclear non-proliferation commitments. The Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu stated the state attack was on the heart of Iran's ballistic missile program. He asserted strikes would continue for as long as it takes to remove this threat. Iran's health ministry reported that at least 224 Iranians have been killed in Israeli strikes, while the Israeli death toll has climbed to 24,500 people. Despite repeated international calls for de-escalation, tensions continue to spiral. Amid the mounting tensions, Trump and Netanyahu had a call. While it is not clear what they spoke about, the call has hinted at America's possible involvement in the ongoing war between the two countries. The German AI defense startup Helsing has raised 600 million euros in a Series D round led by Prima Materia, the investment firm founded by Spotify's Daniel Ek. This brings Helsing's valuation to $12 billion, placing it among Europe's top 5 private technology companies. Other investors included Lightspeed Ventures, Axel, Plural, General Catalyst, and Saab. The Munich-based defense startup, which specializes in AI software and is moving to produce its own drones, aircraft, and submarines, hopes to benefit from governments ramping up defense spending amidst rising geopolitical tensions. Leonardo, Airbus, and Thales are evaluating the feasibility of a joint space alliance under the codename Project Bromo, with a decision expected by end of July 25. The alliance aims to compete with Starlink and other mega constellation players in satellite communications, possibly merge existing ventures like Thales Alenia Space and Telespazio into a new entity, adopt a structure similar to MBDA, Europe's missile consortium, but with a different governance model, navigate EU antitrust regulations, conduct financial due diligence, and assess value creation potential. Italian Industry Minister Adolfo Urso also hinted at expanding this into a pan-European alliance, potentially including Germany. The European Commission proposed changes to EU rules in order to cut red tape for investments in defence as the continent seeks to urgently rearm amid fears of Russia and doubts about the US commitment to Europe's security. The Commission, the European Union's executive body, said the proposals aim to address complaints from industry about slow bureaucracies and cumbersome regulation. The Commission proposed establishing fast-track national permitting systems where authorities would have a 60-day deadline to make decisions on defense-related permits. It also proposed taking defense readiness into account when enforcing competition rules. Today's simplification package for defense proposes to unleash Europe's overwhelming economic heft by breaking down internal barriers, cutting red tape, and clarifying the rules so that a truly European defense industrial and technological capacity can be ramped up. European countries have ramped up defense spending in response to Russia's 2022 invasion of Ukraine and warnings from the Trump administration that the US can no longer be primarily focused on the continent's security. On mergers, antitrust, and state aid policy, the Commission said it would take duly into consideration the specificities of the defense industry and the European defense equipment market and its contribution to the objective of defense readiness. The Commission also presented new guidelines on sustainable investments in defense, aiming to address complaints from the industry that the current rules severely deter private investment in the defense sector. A public tender released via the official German e-procurement platform marks the beginning of a strategic modernization effort in the German Navy's close-range defense capabilities. In a context where drones and asymmetric threats are playing an increasing prominent role in contemporary conflicts, the Bundeswehr is initiating a structural transformation of its naval weapon systems. Among the industry contenders are Rheinmetall with the Sea Snake 30, Leonardo with the modular Marlin 30, BAE System with its MGS, and potentially Elbit Systems with the NSG 30, though its Airbus capabilities remain unconfirmed. The tender provides for the acquisition of up to 175 complete systems, including special toolkits, spare parts, and training services within a framework contract running from 19 October 26 to 31 August 2041. The objective is to equip surface vessels with weapon systems capable of firing programmable air-burst munitions designed to counter dynamic threats such as drones more effectively. The system must also feature an integrated electro-optical sensor suite with daylight camera, night vision, and laser rangefinder and meet a TRL-9 technology maturity level, demonstrating that it has already been successfully deployed in real operational conditions. This requirement excludes any prototypes or concepts still in development in favor of systems that are commercially available and field proven. The German Air Force plans to acquire 3 more Heron TP medium altitude long endurance drones from Israel. A proposal of 25 million euros for the procurement is being prepared. This procurement will expand the German Air Force's Heron fleet to 8, including 5 operational leased aircraft. The leased drones will reportedly be purchased in the long term, an option available in the original contract between the two countries. 6 of the aircrafts are expected to be stationed at Jagel Air Base in Schleswig-Holstein and 2 at Israel's Tel Nof base, where a joint German-Israeli squadron serves as a training center for German drone operators. That's all the news for today. We hope you enjoy the news. Please do subscribe to our channel and do give us your feedback. Thank you.